Have you ever been on a plane that suddenly shook and bounced around? That, my friends, is turbulence. It's that unexpected bumpiness that can make even the most seasoned traveler grip their armrests a little tighter. While it might seem alarming, turbulence is a normal part of flying, much like a bumpy road trip on the ground. Think about driving down a winding road. You might encounter some bumps along the way, especially if the road is under construction or the weather is bad. Turbulence is similar. Just like those bumps on the road, turbulence is simply the result of the aircraft encountering irregular air currents while in flight. Although it can be an uncomfortable experience, especially for those who are afraid of flying. It's important to remember that turbulence is rarely dangerous. In fact, airplanes are built to withstand even the most severe turbulence. Pilots are also highly trained to handle these situations, using their skills and technology to navigate around or through turbulent areas. So the next time you find yourself on a flight that's a bit bumpier than usual, take a deep breath and relax. Understanding the unseen forces. Turbulence, in its simplest form, is the irregular movement of air. Imagine a calm stream flowing smoothly. Now picture throwing a large rock into the middle of it. The water would splash, creating ripples and waves that disrupt the smooth flow. Similarly, the air in our atmosphere is not always calm and predictable. It's filled with invisible currents that move up, down, and sideways, much like the water in our stream analogy. These currents can be caused by a variety of factors, from thunderstorms and jet streams high in the atmosphere to mountains and even the wake left behind by another aircraft. When an airplane encounters these turbulent air currents, it's like hitting a bump in the road. The aircraft might shake, drop, or sway, causing that unsettling feeling we call turbulence. While it might feel like the plane is in danger, it's important to remember that these movements are usually very small compared to the size and strength of the aircraft. As we've learned, turbulence is caused by the irregular movement of air. But what causes these irregularities in the first place? There are several culprits, each creating its own brand of bumpy ride. First up, we have convective turbulence caused by rising heat. Think of a hot summer day when the ground is radiating heat. This rising heat creates thermals, columns of warm air that rise like invisible chimneys. When an airplane flies through these thermals, it can experience sudden jolts. Next, we have mechanical turbulence, which occurs when wind interacts with obstacles on the ground. Mountains, for example, can disrupt the smooth flow of air, creating eddies and swirls that cause turbulence. This type of turbulence is often encountered near mountainous areas, especially when the wind is strong. Then there's clear air turbulence, a bit of a sneaky one. As the name suggests, it occurs in clear skies with no visible clouds. This type of turbulence is often associated with jet streams, narrow bands of strong wind high in the atmosphere. While invisible to the naked eye, these jet streams can cause significant turbulence, especially at their edges. Finally, we have wake turbulence created by the passage of an aircraft. As an airplane flies, it leaves behind a trail of swirling air, much like a boat leaves a wake in the water. This wake turbulence can persist for some time and can be hazardous to smaller aircraft following closely behind. Section 4. The safety net, how pilots navigate turbulent skies. Now that we understand what causes turbulence, you might be wondering how pilots deal with it. Rest assured, pilots are highly trained professionals with a whole arsenal of tools and techniques to manage turbulence and ensure a safe and comfortable flight. One of their most valuable tools is weather radar. This sophisticated equipment allows pilots to see areas of precipitation and potential turbulence ahead. By analyzing the radar images, they can make informed decisions to avoid or minimize the impact of turbulence. In addition to radar, pilots rely on flight reports from other aircraft. These reports, known as PIREPs, provide real-time information about turbulence encountered along specific routes. This helps pilots to anticipate and adjust their flight path accordingly. Communication is also key. Pilots are in constant contact with air traffic control, who provide guidance and information about weather conditions and potential turbulence. ATC can also direct aircraft to different altitudes or routes to avoid areas of known turbulence. Sometimes the best course of action is to simply adjust the aircraft's speed. By slowing down or speeding up, pilots can minimize the impact of turbulence and ensure a smoother ride. Section 5. Turbulence and you staying safe during a bumpy ride. While pilots are busy navigating turbulent skies, there are a few things you can do as a passenger to stay safe and comfortable during a bumpy ride. First and foremost, always keep your seatbelt fastened when seated. Just like in a car, your seatbelt is your best defense against unexpected movements. Even if the seatbelt sign is off, it's a good idea to keep it fastened whenever you're in your seat. Next, make sure your belongings are securely stowed away. Loose items can become projectiles during turbulence, so it's best to keep them in your carry-on bag or under the seat in front of you. If you're feeling anxious about turbulence, try to stay calm and focus on your breathing. Deep, slow breaths can help to alleviate anxiety. You can also try distracting yourself by reading a book, listening to music, or watching a movie. If you have any concerns, don't hesitate to talk to the flight attendants. They are there to assist you and can provide reassurance and support during the flight.